welcome on in, and thank you, Random Questing, for the follow. Hello. How you guys doing? Today, we're gonna be doing a bit of building in Minecraft. Gonna be back into my creative block palette world. If you don't know, if you haven't seen any of my other streams or any of the VODs from when I've previously streamed in this world, basically I go onto the block palettes website. I take one block palette. These block palettes are like 6 blocks, I think. Yeah, 6 blocks. And then I try and make a build out of them. My rules for this series are that basically, if, for example, the block palette I have today is sandstone. It's like smooth sandstone, sand, and then chiseled sandstone, and then like the red variants of those. Basically, I can use like smooth sandstone slabs, I can use like smooth sandstone stairs, I can use the full blocks. But what I can't do is use regular sandstone or anything like that. I can't use what's not in the block palette, basically, other than, you know, the slabs, stairs, and wall variants, or like fence variants if it has any walls or fences. So yeah. But first, probably gonna do a bit of yapping, and first, I want to do the Ace Attorney though, because I haven't done it today. So let me bring it up. I love the Ace Attorney though. Let me just, yes, that is my window capture. There we go, and that's massive. Why is that so massive? What? Okay, that's massive. Okay, here is the Ace Attorney though. There we go. Okay, guess. Okay, I'm gonna go with main series first. So that's Apollo Justice Trilogy and Phoenix Wright Trilogy. I always start off with Phoenix first. Okay, so it's first trilogy, I assume, because if it's like Apollo Justice Trilogy, then it wouldn't have come up with the arrow, I assume. So yeah. Okay, so it's someone that's dead, someone that's female, or maybe it's an animal. Let's see, Polly. Okay, no, it's not an animal. It's a woman. It's a dead or like incarcerated woman. Oh, Dahlia? Okay, not dead, female, brown, red hair, but in the second game, Injustice for All. Okay, I know she's alive. I'm gonna go with Desiree. Okay, I forgot. For some reason, I thought her hair color was brown. Game unlocked, Justice for All. Yeah. Oh, she was in Stolen. For some reason I thought she was in Justice for All. To be fair though, I always get the names of Lost Turnabout and Stolen Turnabout confused for some reason. So yeah, okay. Female, 1995 or 1996. Maybe it's someone that's like 96 to 97 or like 94 to 95. Oh wait, no, it's not someone from 94 to 95 because this one would have been yellow. So it's 95 or 96 to 97. Okay, that doesn't mean much because I don't remember the ages of any Ace Attorney character. Except for like the fucking baby that was born in Spirit of Justice that I don't remember the name of. I know his last name is in me because the parents are believing me and trusting me. Don't remember the name of the baby. I don't remember the name of the baby though. Okay, someone that's introduced a redhead, I assume arrested or incarcerated woman that was introduced in Justice. Oh Jesus, I don't know my redheaded women, clearly. I'm gonna go with Maggie just to see where the. Okay, I'm just to see which case it is. Maggie, what's the? I can't think of any. I'm gonna go with. Oh wait, no, I was gonna go with Regina. Wait, Regina is Justice for All. Okay, in between Lost and Big Top. Oh Jesus Christ! Wait a minute. What the Big Top is the third case. So what's the second case? It's Lost Turnabout, and then Farewell My Turn, not Farewell My Turn, Turnabout Goodbyes is case 4? Case 5. Jesus. It's been so long since I played Ace Attorney. Okay. What's the second case? What's the second case? Okay, it's occupation in one try, so we can probably get it off that because I remember a lot of the occupation. I remember quite a few of the occupations. That might give us a hint. What's the second case? Lost something big top. I don't know my cases. Wait, was it Reunion? It was Reunion. Oh no, it's Mimi. Oh no. Wait, occupation unlocked. It's a sister, Mimi. There we go. I forgot the whole. I forgot about, not gonna lie. I kind of slightly forgot about the whole Mimi and Eni and Mimi were in a car crash. And Eni died, and then Mimi got plastic surgery to look like her sister. For some dumbass reason that I don't remember. Oh yeah, to somehow get back at Dr. Gray? I don't remember. Okay, investigations. Let's go with K first, K Friday. Okay, live female, black hair, second game. Verity, I know she has brown hair, but oh, what? That's fucking black hair. That's fucking brown hair. That's not fucking black hair. That is not black hair. That is brown. That is dark brown. You tell me that's black? That is not black. That is brown. Excuse me. Okay, alive female, black hair. In between 93 and 2001, and then after Character Turnabout. I'm so bad I remember the names of characters. Okay, it wouldn't be Maggie Bird because she was introduced in Lost Turnabout. Sean, no. Let's go with Judy for now, just see if it's Legacy. Okay, no, it's after Legacy. Ooh. I want to say Penny, but I know she was introduced in Turnabout Samurai. Game unlocked, yeah, Prosecutor's Gambit. We've got occupation in 4 tries. And then figure in 9 tries, but we probably won't get to figure. Because we'll probably get, I'm going to try and hope to guess it before we get to the figure. This really shows how badly I remember the characters from. This really shows how badly I remember characters that are unique to investigations. Because I remember the characters that like, because obviously I remember like Kay, Judy, and I remember like a lot of the like main characters, but like main characters in cases, and like Kate and like characters that like pop up in other cases, with Judy, you know, being the exception because she was only in Legacy, but I mostly remember the characters that like were brought over from other games. So for example, Francisca was in Airlines and like a few other cases, I think. I know she was definitely in Airlines. And then obviously Miles. And then Salmonella made a brief appearance in Airlines, and then Penny was in the last case of Prosecutor's Gambit. I can never remember whether that's Turnabout for the Ages. She was in Turnabout for the Ages. Okay. I'm gonna do Sean, because I know it won't be right, but I'll get. Oh, it was after. He was introduced in Legacy? I thought that he was only like introduced by name, or like he was only talked about in like the case before Ages. Let me see. It wouldn't be Amelia Fenn. Yeah, it wouldn't be Amelia Fenn. But it's in between Legacy and Turnabout for the Ages. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's the alligator. That's Regina's alligator. And then, yeah. What's in between? Oh, fuck. What's in between Legacy and... What's in between Legacy and... Legacy and Ages? someone with black hair. Okay. What could it be? Helena was in Ablaze. Jax was in... I don't remember what the first one was called, but it was the first one for the first Investigations game. Lauren was in Captain... No, she was in Kidnapped. I also get Captive and Kidnapped confused, but that's because Captive and Kidnapped, to me, that's because Captive and Kidnapped are like very similar words. So yeah, and then Penny and Will were both introduced in Turn About Samurai, but Turn About for the Ages, so it won't be those two. Okay. Not Artie, not Buddy, not Burn, not Eddie, not Fifi. Oh shit, Florence Needle? I forgot about her. Cause she only... What was the case? Turn Out Forsaken? Oh shit! Turn Out Forsaken was the one where Kay lost her memory briefly. And Florence and her grandma were treating Kay, I think. And I don't know what. Did I notice this when pick up on her name when I first played Prosecutor's Gambit? I think I might have picked up on her last name, because Needle. Her first name I think is probably a reference to Florence Nightingale. Okay, Ryunosuke. We always do Ryunosuke first. Okay, first game, 19th century. I'm gonna go with Giselle Bratt. Okay, it's an incarcerated woman, 19th century. Oh wait, is it Joan? Is it Joan Garrett? Arrested female, 19th century, Adventure of the Clouded Kokoro. Is it Olive? It's Olive, yeah. How do I always... I don't know why, but I feel like I'm worse with Great Ace Attorney characters for whatever reason, but then I immediately, not almost immediately, but like, get that one in like the least amount of guesses. Okay. This one is guessing based off the silhouette. Oh, that's Toby. Okay, yeah, this one is guessing it off the silhouette, and that is Toby. We love Toby. Okay, investigations. That is Manfred. This one is, the guessing of the silhouettes is the easiest for me. Except that one time we had except for that one time we had Plum Kitaki. And speaking of the Kitakis, we have her son, Waki Kitaki. Okay, quotes. I'm the worst with quotes. Do one sense think the most suspicious person here is this guy? I think that's Phoenix. Yeah, okay, that's something that Phoenix would say. Because it's in brackets. And I think usually when they have brackets, that's like their internal dialogue. So yeah, and we only really have the internal dialogue of a few people. So yeah. Okay, investigations. You sure you went to school city by wherever Lothar goes, necessary to be found. A big scoop to be had. Oh, this is Tabby Lloyd? No? I thought it would be Tabby. Who? It wouldn't be Emma. Let's see. Who is most likely to actually... Alpha Dawn? I do not remember this guy. Oh wait, he was a victim, I think. It wouldn't be... It's not Bastion, it's not Buddy Harmer. Not Bronco, not Bert, Buddy. I'm just basing this off what I vaguely know of the characters. I'm just thinking, would they say this line? Larry? I'm gonna guess Larry just to get the case. Farewell, my turnabout. An investigations character in Farewell. Oh my god, is it fucking Lotta? Of course it's Lotta! Of course, that should have been my first guess. It should have been like, after Tabby, that should have been my like first guess. Who Sets up my own name. And also that was a cop-out. That felt like a cop-out. Because that wasn't from an investigations case. That was from an Ace Attorney main series case. Okay. I'll be alright. I promised we'd graduate before you introduced me to your parents, remember? Okay, is this Olive? This feels like Olive or what's his name? Duncan. Yeah, it's Duncan Ross. Okay. I was like, okay, that's gotta be either Olive or Duncan. But then after that, I was like, oh, maybe it's Ryunosuke or Kazuma. But yeah, it was Duncan. Okay. Okay. Now, guessing the case based off evidence. This is Runaway Room, I think. Yeah, that's Runaway Room. First time with a case. Oh, fuck, I accidentally pressed the Windows key. This one, The Breakers. Oh, shit. Guys, I'm gonna be so honest, I'm so bad with investigations and like great Ace Attorney case names. But I think I'm getting better through playing this. Okay, The Breakers. This feels like one of the big building cases. Or maybe, is it Forsaken actually? Is it Forsaken? No. And then I've got a rope. I'm gonna go with a blaze. And I feel like my music is a bit too loud. I'm gonna get death cause in a second, but I'm not gonna guess it off that. What? Okay, I've got captive. Let me think. Let me try and think of the concepts of each case. Visitor. Was Visitor the one they went to the prison and saw Frank saw it? And then Trigger was the one where Jacques killed Buddy. Reminiscence was the one where we saw Edruff's first case. Legacy is just iconic. I know this one is probably not Legacy. Ages is the last case of Prosecutor's Gambit. Airlines is the one where Francisco first appears. Kidnapped is third case of the first game where Lauren and I don't remember the son of Ernest and Mano, I don't remember his first name, faked a kidnapping, and then we get captive time. Is it captive? I don't remember captive. I'm gonna be so honest. I should really replay Ace Attorney at some point. Okay, and then we've got Ace Attorney main series. This is Apollo Justice. I have a feeling, I don't remember what it's called, but I have a feeling it's the first case of Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. What is it called again? It's not beginning. Okay, let's see. Big Top. It's not Corner. That's Dual Destinies. Yeah, that's Dual Destinies because that's the first one of. No, wait, Corner? No, that's not the first case actually. For a second I was thinking, oh, that's the first case of Dual Destinies, but it's not. Countdown is the first case of Dual Destinies. For some reason, for a while I've been thinking, I don't know why, but my ass has been thinking that Corner was 3D, but no, it wasn't 3D, even though I played it. No, it was 2D. It was just, yeah, I think it was third case of Apollo Justice. Turnabout for Tomorrow was Dual Destinies. Goodbyes was Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Memories was Trials and Tribulations. Reclaimed was Dual Destinies. Revolution was Spirit Justice. Samurai, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Serenade, Apollo Justice. Sisters, Phoenix Wright. Storyteller was Spirit Justice. Succession. Oh, Trump. Oh no. Is it Succession then? I have a feeling it might be Succession. No. Oh wait, this says Leon in it. Oh wait, is this Big Top? I was thinking this is Apollo Justice because of the bottle. I forgot there was a broken bottle in. I forgot there was a broken bottle in Big Top, and I thought that I was like, oh, broken bottle, that might be one of the grape juice bottles from Apollo Justice. That's why I thought it was either Trump or Succession. Okay. That's it, I think, from. Yeah, I think this is it from Thank you. Apologists. Okay. No apologists. It's Eternido. And thank you, Satanic Papillion, for the follow and the lurk. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Hello. Okay, I guess I should get into building and do a bit of yapping while because we're already 20 minutes into stream. But yeah, I should. Oh, Jesus, why was that lagging? I don't know. We should probably get into doing a bit of building. So yeah. Okay, so I'll show you it's been a while since I've streamed in this world, so I'll just show you the builds that I've done so far. So this was the first one I did this one was pretty rushed, and I did it in like an hour. This one I did like in September. I did this one in like September. And then I did this one. These two are kind of ass, I'm gonna be so fucking honest. I did this one in September, like August time, I think. And then I did this one like a few months later. This one is one of my favorites that I've done in this world so far. So, yeah. And yeah. Sorry. I have my stream up in the background just to check for audio stuff, and it was lagging for like a little bit, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? So, yeah. And then I did this one, which I really like this one. This one is supposed to just be. It isn't like a full build like the other ones, but to be fair, we were yapping a lot, so I didn't do like a build like these ones, like actual proper houses. This is supposed to be just like part of a hallway, kind of, you know. So yeah, like a concept for a hallway. So yeah. And then we did this little house. I think that it looks pretty good for the limited block palette that I had. It could be a little bit more detailed. Like maybe I could put like stairs in the walls to be like little like cracks in the walls, for example. But yeah, still think it looks good. And then we move on to this one. I was gonna do a full castle for this one, like a full mini castle, but then I decided, well, yapping too much. So yeah, I think this one is okay. I think what I probably should have done is like experimented with like the size of the towers a bit, like kind of like made it like bigger at the bottom, moved it in a bit, and then like made it bigger at the top when I moved into like this section here. So yeah, and then we have this one over here. This is the most recent one I did like a few months ago. When was the last time I've been in this world? I'm gonna have a look when the last time I was in this world was, because it's been a while, because we did a Cabernet playthrough, and then we did Sally Face, and then we did achievement hunting and stuff. So it's been a while since I've actually been in this world. 22nd of February. So yeah, it's been 2 months. It's been just over 2 months. So yeah. What I could have done is put like, I don't know. I could have put I don't know. I was about to say I could have put Blackstone there, actually, like there, to make it look like a proper window. But I do still actually kind of like this build. I still do kind of like this build. I still do kind of like this build. I just think, yeah, this was like my first time properly like experimented with resin. So yeah, it was my first time proper experimenting with like resin and stuff. I don't really like, a lot of my builds have like very like muted colors. Like a lot of builds I make on like Chaoscraft have like very like not like muted, but like I don't really use a lot of the like more vibrant colors. I don't really use a lot of those. Like, and there's only like a few builds I have where I use like some more of the vibrant colors. For example, I use red concrete for my lighthouse, and then I used stripped cherry wood for the restaurant that I did on Chaoscraft as well. But most of my builds have much more like muted colours and are like much more in like a colour palette like this one or like that one there. So yeah, this is kind of like what this series is like mainly about for me, to kind of develop my building skills and like kind of like help me find a way to like incorporate like much more vibrant colours like acacia or like this copper. What's this one, like the fully oxidized copper, for example, or you know, even yellow terracotta. I don't use terracotta a whole lot, I'm gonna be so honest. So yeah, see, I don't use that a lot. So yeah, and I have 2 block palettes left. So yeah, I might put this little series after I've done these 2 builds. Well, after I've done this stream and then these 2 builds, I might put this series not in a little bit of a hiatus, but just like kind of take a little bit of a longer break than normal in between these builds. I don't know. We'll see. I do like this little series, but yeah, I only tend to stream in this world like every few months, because it's like, oh, I do it like, because it's like, oh, I have another series I'm going, or you know, whatever. So yeah. Anyways, let's get into this build. So yeah, this build, like I said earlier, smooth sandstone, red smooth red sandstone, red sand, chiseled sandstone, and then chiseled red sandstone here. I'm gonna be so honest. Okay. I'm not sure how to incorporate this. Because the thing is, I don't want to like fully copy the sandcastle I did on Chaos Craft SOP. I don't want to fully copy that, but also at the same time, I don't know. So yeah, I need to take a drink actually. I've been yapping a whole lot. So yeah. So yeah. Okay, let's get into the build. So yeah, okay. I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea where to actually start on this. I think maybe if I start off with like the chiseled red sandstone. I'm not sure if I wanna do. Let's push it back a bit. I don't think I'll do. I don't know. Maybe let's get the red smooth sandstone stairs and see how that looks. I think that would look a bit better. I don't know. I don't know why, but when you compare, for me at least, when I compare like the smooth red sandstone to the chiseled, the smooth looks a bit too much like tomato soup. So yeah. To make it look a little bit less, I don't know, overwhelming, I guess, I'll put down some stairs. Maybe what I could do, I don't know. I've got the red sand as well. I don't know how to incorporate the actual sand as well. What I could do maybe, I don't know. I really don't know, because the thing is, I don't want to just like. So I want to make sure that like it's like viewable from like that is like very easily viewable from like a lot of angles, from like most angles, you know. Like I don't want to put it there because then like you can only really see it if you just like stood on top of it. I want to be able to make sure you can see it from like a lot of angles. So yeah, I think I might do, because that's gonna annoy me. That is gonna annoy me. So yeah, I think I might do this, like this. Oh wait, what if we do this, like that on there? Okay, we'll leave that there for now, and then I'll put I'm not sure whether to do it like this, to put the stairs like there. I'll put the stairs like there. Maybe what if I do that and then have the stairs there? I kind of like that actually. So go with that. So yeah, okay. I'll get this started, then I'll do a bit more. I'm gonna get this properly, like a bit more started, and then I'll. Yeah, I want to do a bit of yapping. So yeah. Oh, so okay. So last night, I watched the newest Casualty episode. If you don't know, Casualty is a did I put the sand out there? But I watched the new Casualty episode. If you don't know, Casualty is like the longest running medical drama, at least over in the UK. I think it's the longest running medical drama like ever, actually. That's still like actively going on. The longest running medical drama is probably something different. But like Casualty is the longest running, still ongoing medical drama. So yeah. So spoilers for the latest episode. The latest episode is the new start. It's a new start of like a new like mini series, basically, in Casualty. They used to have like one storyline. I think they used to have like one storyline, or like, you know, a couple of storylines, because the episodes are 50 minutes. Like a couple of storylines going through just one whole season. But now they kind of have one season, but chop it up into 3 parts. So like 36 episode long seasons. Each part is 12 episodes. And we've just finished the first mini-series of series 40, which was Learning Curves. I yapped about that one last week. Oh my god. But yeah, I yapped about that one last week. So yeah. But the newest one is the next start of like the newest miniseries, which is Lethal Legacies. Spoilers, by the way, for Lethal Legacies. And so yeah. So this episode, we're just going straight into it. So yeah, again, I am rambling, but I feel like I'm just like, it's so incoherent. Oh my god, why did I do that? Okay, I feel like I'm so incoherent. But anyways, this week's episode was the newest episode of Lethal Legacy. Well, the first episode in Lethal Legacies, episode 13 in series 40. That's not confusing in the slightest. 13th episode in season 40, I believe, and then it's the first episode of the second miniseries of season 40. So yeah. What was I gonna say? So yeah, again, Casualty spoilers. But okay, so this episode, we jump straight in. It's like Cam's first day back at work since the attack, right? It's his first day at work back after the attack, after he got attacked by Chris Banfield, right? It's his first episode. Well, yeah, his first episode back, like, working. Cam's first episode back, like, working in the ED. Because he was in, like, the previous episodes, but he was still, like, as a patient, not as an actual, as a patient, but not as not as a patient, but not actually as, like, working as a nurse, if you get me. So yeah, and it's just chaos. We are like made to assume that like it's like another pandemic, which is crazy. I didn't watch Casualty when it was like the COVID pandemic. Basically when I first started watching Casualty 2017, stopped watching in 2019, and then got back into it like within the last few episodes of season 39, so last year's season. So yeah, I've only recently got back into it. So yeah, and this is like my second full like miniseries that I'm gonna be watching, because I started watching it last couple of episodes of Supply and Demand, and then my first like full miniseries was Learning Curves. So yeah, it's we're made to believe it's another pandemic. There's all these patients have a like very unexplainable symptoms that are like not in like any like diagnostic criteria, to the point where like the ED is like so overwhelmed. The emergency department A&E is so overwhelmed to the point where like they have to call for army assistance, which is insane. I don't know, this episode just like coming off from last week's episode, it's just like it just like puts you straight in it. It just puts you straight in it. There's like little to no build up. By the time we get there, when we actually get into this week's episode, army assistance has already been called, and they're literally on their way coming to like park up in the car park of the ED, of like in like the ambulance bays of the ED, which is like insane that they just did that. So yeah, so they just did that for who knows why. But I was just like, but it did kind of like gross me and being like, oh, what the fuck is going on? So yeah. Anyways, we get into the actual proper episode, and they're all trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. This episode apparently only takes place 1 week after last week's episode. 1 week, which is insane. So they're all trying to treat these patients, right? And apparently Flynn was also in the army, and he knows like one of the guys, apparently. So yeah. He knows like the Colonel guy, the Colonel Jack, I think. And Jack is kind of I remember Jack kind of annoying me, but I don't remember why. So anyways, they're all trying to figure out what this is, whether there is actually going to be a pandemic going on. And literally, it's like the ED is so overwhelmed to the point like where they have to put patients literally in the hallways, because it's just so like hectic. So yeah, they have to put patients in the hallways. So yeah, and you can just tell that Cam is like so overwhelmed, because like he's trying to treat like these two patients. One of the patients he was trying to treat, like that I think him and Siobhan were treating them, and one of the she was like, this patient very clearly had like dementia, and it was just like such a stressful environment for her, because this patient used to work at Holby City. She used to work at the hospital that Casualty is set in, right? And you can just tell that it's like, oh, she really wants to help them out, but like she can't, because she's a patient there, not an actual like nurse. Like she apparently retired like ages ago. So yeah. This looks so ass. This looks so basic, but like I'll detail it soon. I'll detail it properly soon. So yeah. But yeah, so yeah, and then the other guy that Cam was also treating had the other guy that Cam was also treating was had like lung cancer, I think, and he needed like a lot of oxygen, and the ED was very much like running out of oxygen to the point like later in the episode they have to decide who gets the oxygen, whether it be the lung cancer guy or like another patient. So yeah, and the guy and the guy's just like, and the guy's just like and you can tell like Cam is like very stressed out about what to do and stuff, and the guy's just like, even though they like gave the oxygen to the guy because like he was like the most likely one that was gonna survive, and like the other patient, her like I don't think it was the dementia patient, but like the other patient, it was like another patient, her like prognosis was terminal, so like the most logical option to give the oxygen to would be to the guy that was most likely going to survive, even though he was refusing it, and like he was such a nice character as well. He was such a nice patient. I don't remember what ended up happening. I don't remember what ended up happening. Whether he did I don't remember what ended up happening, whether he just ended up like, whether like they gave some of the oxygen to the other patient. I don't remember. But yeah, he was just like being so nice to Cam, being like, you're doing your best, keep going. Like he was just like being so nice to Cam, which, you know, Cam deserves it after what he's just been through. So yeah. And then on the other hand, this episode was like very much focused on Dylan and like kind of what he was going through. But when basically Dylan, I have to set the scene in case you haven't watched Casualty and don't care about spoilers. Basically, Dylan found out recently that his that even someone that Sarah Linklater, who either was his like university like girlfriend or like they just like hooked up or whatever, found out that like she had a kid who was Matty Linklater, who is now grown up and now works in the emergency department as a resident working with Dylan. And Dylan only found out recently, like during learning curves, that Matty is his son. Right, only found out recently. And in this episode, we actually meet Sarah, and she's just like, I'm conflicted about her reasoning for not telling Dylan that she was pregnant with Matty, because on one hand I do kind of understand it, because apparently because Dylan was an alcoholic and he's been sober for like a few years, right? He's been sober for like 6 years, and obviously Matty's like 25, so it's like she didn't want like an alcoholic in like to be her kid's dad, right? But on the other hand, right, I don't know. I mean, it is kind of implied that like Dylan, it was kind of like very explicitly stated, or like, you know, pretty much explicitly stated that Dylan's drinking problem started in uni. But on the other hand, I feel like, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna scrap what I was gonna say. But like on the other hand, okay, new point. On the other hand, with Sarah, like, on the other hand, I feel like she could have told him sooner. Maybe, I don't know, had like done something like legally, because it's like obviously like Dylan's her kid's dad, right? So like she could have had like, I don't know, she could have had like some sort of parental agreement drawn up, like Faith and Ian did, and like tried to like actually sort something out. But on the other hand, I'm trying to actually sort something out until Dylan got sober. But on the other hand, like, I don't know. But on the other hand, is she like responsible for? I don't know. Should she be kind of slightly responsible for helping Dylan like be sober? I don't think so. So yeah. But on the other hand, like, she still didn't tell him that like she didn't tell him that like she had it, that they had a kid. So yeah, I'm conflicted on Sarah and like her reasonings. Because I do understand. I like her reasonings to like keep Matty from Dylan. I don't know how I feel about. I don't know how I feel about Sarah. So yeah. Because again, I do understand it. It's just like, well, Matty's gone 25 years without him, without Dylan, you know. And is it right that he like, I mean, he grew up without a dad, but he grew up with a dad, sorry. He grew up with his stepdad, but also like, I don't know, Dylan, I feel like Dylan should have known, or like it should have been, like, she should have told Dylan. I don't know. I am conflicted on Sarah and like her reasonings. I'm still conflicted on like whether she should have told Dylan, but also like, it's been 25 years. At some point, you gotta tell him. You gotta tell him that he has a kid. You know, you gotta tell him at some point that like Matty's his kid. So yeah. Said, what's that? What is that? What's that sniffer doing over there? What are you doing over there, bud? What are you doing? But yeah, at some point you gotta tell the father of your child that he has a kid. But also, I can understand like why. I can understand why she wouldn't tell him, but on the other hand, like, what? Like he needs to know. So yeah. And then I'm still not done with this storyline. So when moving on to like a bit more of Dylan, like putting like Matty's like part in the story aside for a second, because it makes a little bit more sense if I just keep going on to Dylan for a sec. So Dylan is talking with Jodie being one of the nurses, and Dylan suspects that Dylan and Jodie suspect that it is most likely not like a virus, that is actually a like chemical thing, that like it may be a chemical thing And welcome on in YKV Lux. Hello. How you doing? We're just yapping about my favorite British TV show, Casualty. Big fan of Casualty. So yeah. How you doing? By the way, how you doing? What was I saying? So yeah, they suspect it might be like a chemical thing and not like an actual virus. And Dylan's like, I'm just not gonna. And I don't remember what Dylan specifically said. He's like, I'm not gonna tell Byron for now. Byron being like, Flynn Byron is like the clinical lead / like shift manager. So yeah, and the ad is starting in 5 minutes, by the way. If you don't want an ad, you know what to do. Subscribe. But yeah, so yeah, he's like, we've only, I think he says like, he says something along the lines of, oh, it's only in 2 patients. He's not like being careless. I don't think he's being like careless necessarily with his like line of thinking. But like he basically says that he does not plan on telling anyone, that he suspects that it's most likely a chemical thing. And like Jodie's like, well, you gotta tell someone that you think it's chemical. But he doesn't end up telling anyone until like later in the episode. But Jodie's like a bit pissed off by this, because like people need to know that it's like it might be a chemical thing and not an actual virus, because like this like ED is like kind of like this ED is like the front lines of this like first stage of infection, kind of, you know. So yeah, they're like, what the fuck is going on? They're still trying to, they themselves are still trying to figure out what is actually going on. So yeah, they're still trying to figure out what exactly is going on. And like any information is going to be vital. So like yeah, Jodie rightfully is like a bit pissed, and so she goes to Siobhan, who is like the head nurse. She's like the charge nurse. And she's like, Jodie's like, oh, Siobhan, Dylan thinks that this might be Dylan thinks that this might be a chemical thing. And Siobhan, I didn't like Siobhan's reaction to this. Siobhan was just like, well, if Dylan suspects it, if Dylan suspects that it might be a chemical thing, he should really tell Flynn, when he said he wouldn't tell him. Like I said, he does tell Flynn like within like the last like 10 minutes of the episode, but still, Siobhan, you can't just like wave Jodie off on this. Like, what? Like, what? I'm sorry. Like, oh, most of the time I like Siobhan, but she just brushes like Jodie off for no reason. When Jodie comes to say, hey, we think it might be a chemical reaction. We think it might be a reaction to a chemical and not an actual virus. Like, come on, Siobhan. Come on. That annoyed me. That really fucking annoyed me. So, yeah. This is gonna be once every other episode, a character in Casualty does something that pisses me the fuck off, man. So yeah. And then, like I said, later in the episode, Dylan does actually get like a bit of a change of heart, and he's like, oh, Byron. He's like, Byron. We think it might be a chemical thing. And then Finn's like, oh, that's good to know. And like he makes the call to whoever the fuck he needs to make a call to. And then as literally the person on the other line picks up, Dylan's like, oh yeah, since you're my clinical lead guy, since you're the clinical lead, since you're my manager, I feel like I should let you know that Matty's my son. And Flynn has kind of a doesn't really have like a big reaction to this, because like he's on the phone. But he's like, oh okay. He's just like, oh okay. He's on the phone, and then continues just to be on the phone. So yeah, this is like the smallest build I've done with this palette so far. But yeah, we can probably do something with this, especially with like not me having the debug stick. So yeah, but yeah, finally he tells someone even. But yeah, the way I'm still pissed that Siobhan just brushed Jodie off earlier in the episode. So I'm sorry, that pissed me off. That just pissed me off. Like I'm sorry, you're you're trying to get to the bottom of like what this is, and yet you don't want to, and yet you don't care that it's probably a reaction to chemicals and not an actual like virus. Yeah, that still pissed me off. That still pissed me the fuck off, man. Like, so yeah. One thing. Okay, let's get back to the Matty thing. Let's get back to Matty. Him and Stevie kiss, which feels wrong. That just feels wrong. Like, Matty goes over to Stevie, and like Matty starts yelling at her, kind of shouting at her, being like about Kim's death, being like trying to get her to talk about Kim's death. She doesn't want to talk because it's Stevie. She never wants to do that to. I need to start talking about Stevie in a minute. I have some stuff to talk about Stevie. But hold off on Stevie for now. But Matty's like, I know you're grieving Kim, so am I, blah blah blah. And then he's like, you're at fault for Kim's death, which is like, I feel like that's a bit unfair. I kind of do get where he's coming from, because I feel like they could have caught the signs sooner. But also on the other hand, Matty was like the only one that knew Kim had an eating disorder and like was ill. Like, and he caught it like pretty late on. And like Stevie didn't even know until the episode she died. So like, again, they should have caught those signs sooner. But also on the other hand, like, come on, Matty. Like, fuck's sake. Like, come on, Matty. Like, give her a break. Then he's like, oh yeah, I'm at fault as well. And then, like, he like, I don't know, he like, I don't think it was welcome back to the ad, by the way. Welcome back to the ad. It just felt like a weird scene, because, like, Matty stops Stevie from getting in her car, and then, like, and they start making out for no reason. They start making out for no fucking reason. Like, please. Like, what? Like, why Matty and Stevie, out of all the people, like, I could probably understand it as saying, like, they were, like, the two people that were closest to Kim. But also, on the other hand, like, the fuck? Like, what the fuck? So, yeah. So that, I was just like, what? What the fuck? So, yeah. And I was watching this episode with my mum, and she had, like, quite a few things to say about just this episode in general. I remember her saying, specifically at, like, the start of the episode, in, like, the first 20 minutes of the episode, she was like, oh, Sarah had, like, pretty much no right to keep, Sarah had, like, no right to keep Matty away from Dylan. Which is, like, I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I, like, agree with that. But anyways, yeah. I need to start to talk about Stevie, because she is definitely dealing with Kim's death very unhealthily. Like, earlier in the episode, like, probably in, like, the middle of the episode, like, Matty is, like, ringing her, being like, hello, help with the patient, please, help with the patient. But the thing is, the reason she's not answering her phone is she's sat there talking to an AI, treating it as if it's a therapist. As far as I know, it's not a real AI. But, like, AI? Stevie, you're a doctor. There's probably someone here you can talk to that, like, you don't interact with on a regular basis. And you talk to an AI? Like, that crushed my soul. I'm gonna have a look, actually. I'm gonna have a look on Twitter, because that's most of the casualty fans I interact with, to see what their reactions to this were, because, yeah, she was not coping well. Because, like, yeah. Because, yeah, I was just like, AI? Really? So, yeah. I mean, most of the people I've seen talking about Stevie were just like, talking about the fact that Stevie and Matty were making out. So, yeah. So, yeah. No one's talking about that. No one's talking about the AI that she was using as her therapist. So, yeah. But yeah, that just yeah. Stevie is clearly not doing well. If she's like talking to an AI, I wonder if that will get brought up like later on. Because like with generative AI, it does have like quite big like data breaches, and it's like pretty bad data breaches, like privacy issues. So I do wonder if they'll like touch on that, and like maybe there'll be like a big data breach, and then like everyone will find out how Stevie has been coping with how Stevie has been coping with like Kim's death. So yeah, just a second, I need to text my dad. So yeah. What else was there to talk about? With this casualty episode? There was Stevie is clearly not doing well with Kim's death. Like, oh my god. So yeah. And then oh yeah. A bit of one of my more favourite parts of the episode, like, was one of my more favourite parts of the episode was honestly seeing Rash. Rash is a character that like got introduced when I like was getting into Casualty. He got introduced in 2017, and so yeah, he was like a new character that was like. He was a kind of a new character that I kind of like attached myself to, being like, oh, new character, new viewer, no, I don't know. But yeah, he got assigned to the like neonatal like mums and baby ward, and he was treating little baby Pearl Cadigan. I'm still gonna call her Pearl Cadigan because I'm still mad at Ian for fucking cheating on Faith when after he found out she was pregnant with Pearl. So yeah. So still pissed at that guy, oh my god. But yeah. Yeah, he was like on the he was on that ward, and we saw a bit of him. Gotta be so honest, anytime we're on the Neil ward, it was kind of like, oh, we need help from Rash because he's up there. Or there's a focus on Ian, Dean, why did I say his full name? Ian, Faith, and little baby Pearl. So yeah. But honestly, I love Rash. I love Rash as a character. Rash as a character is one of my favorites. He's just so sweet. He's just so nice. I love him. Love that guy. So yeah. What was I gonna say about him? Oh yeah, we kind of find out that like, oh, little baby Pearl is just not doing well, I don't think. I find out she's not really doing too well at all. And like Rash has like been like the main one, one of the main ones that's been like helping her out, which I feel like puts some ease of mind to like Ian and Faith, seeing as though they're like, Faith has worked with Rash a lot. before transferring up to like the baby ward, he like worked a lot in the emergency department, and like Faith works in the emergency department. So yeah, they kind of like, there was some reason why knowing that like, you know, Rash worked up there probably. So yeah, yeah, she was like born prematurely, and I think he said like, oh, she's not really, I don't remember what he said, but like she's not really doing that well. Like she was born at 30 weeks, and I think I did mention that like last week that I think like viability is like 20, I want to say it's 24 weeks. I think it's 24. Yeah, I think it's 24 weeks. So yeah, I think it's 24. So like she would have like she had a chance at surviving basically when she was born, but obviously like being born premature has like, you know, a lot of issues. So yeah, I'm just going with the flow. I'm gonna be so honest while I'm yapping. But yeah. Oh wait a minute. I'm gonna get, okay, we need that. So yeah. Did anything else happen in the episode? We didn't really, you know what? We didn't really have too much of a focus on the paramedics because we were so focused on like the ED and like the baby ward. The only like paramedic that got like a bit of focus was Ian, because like, you know, he's dad to Pearl, and like it was like Pearl, Faith and Ian, and like that little family that got like a lot of focus. But like Jan, Indy, Jacob, Teddy, they didn't really get any focus. So yeah, didn't really get any focus at all. So yeah. But you know what? If it's just for like this one episode, then it's like I'm fine with it. If it's just like for like a couple of episodes, you know, for like just the start of if it's just for the start of learning curves while they kind of find their footing with this box set, then I'm fine with it. Even though I do absolutely love the paramedics. The paramedics are like, I absolutely adore the paramedics in the show. They're some of my favourite characters, honestly. They're some of my favourite characters, and like 3 of the paramedics have been in it since I first started watching it. Like almost 10 years ago now, but yeah, they've been like 3 of the paramedics, which was Jacob, Ian, and Jan, were in it since I started watching it, you know, all in 2017. So it's like it was pretty like I quite liked having them because it was like kind of a bit of ease of like getting back into the show, if you get what I mean, because I was used to like some of the characters. I think there was only 1 or 2 other characters that were also in it. Yeah, there was 2 other characters that were in it that I remember, at least, that I remember being in it, that I vividly remember being in it when I first started watching, and that being Dylan and Rash. So yeah, Dylan and Rash, those were the only 2 of us that were in it that were in it when I first started watching. So yeah. But I do like the new characters though. I do have a feeling though that this box set is gonna have a lot of focus on I think this box set is gonna have a bit of focus on Rita and Jodie though, in terms of like the nurses getting focus. Cause there's like 4 main nurses. There's Siobhan, Cam, Rita and Jodie, right? Those are the 4 main nurses. And in learning curves, Siobhan and Cam got like a decent amount of focus, especially especially towards like the end. Especially towards like the end, like the last 6 episodes of the box set, they got like quite a bit of focus. When I say box set, I mean like miniseries, by the way. But yeah, when I feel like we had Cam that had like a bit of focus like in this episode because it was like his first shift back. But I do have a feeling that Rita and Jodie are gonna get like a bit more focus, especially because in which episode was it? It was like episode 10 or 11, I think. Rash like went into like one of the like storerooms or went into a room that Rita was changing her like headscarf in, and Rash is just like, oh sorry, and then like Rita just kind of like is like, oh no, it's fine, and like vents to him because like her hair is literally falling out. So I do have a feeling that that's going to be a bit more like expanded upon in this box set and be like, oh, I do have a feeling that's going to be a bit more expanded upon in this box set and be like, oh, what's going on? Is it just because of stress? Like, I do have a feeling it might just be like a stress thing. But also, at the same time, I am very worried about Rita. I do have a feeling that she might die. Because the thing is with Casualty, it's like any character could die at just like any moment. Like they could choose like any character to just die. Like they had Kim die off last week, which is, you know, spoilers, but also there's been spoilers there's been spoilers for the past like hour. So yeah. But yeah, they Kim die off last episode. So yeah, glad to choose a newer character, and I doubt they would kill off like a character that's been there a while. Like I know Rita's been there. I want to say she's been there for the past 3 years. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure how long like Rita's been there. But I know that she's been there. I know that she's been there like a decent while, like a few years. So yeah, she's been there a few years. I hope Rita doesn't die. I've willed that into existence, but like I really hope she doesn't die because I really like her character, and like I feel like in the box sets that like in like the miniseries that I've watched, which is like again last few episodes of Supply and Demand, Learning Curves, she hasn't had that much like spotlight in like the episodes that I've watched, which is a real shame because I do genuinely like whenever she's on screen. I do genuinely like her character. Yeah, I do hope she doesn't die. I do hope that Rita doesn't die because yeah, she's a really good character. So yeah. I really like Rita's character. So yeah. Anyways, I think that's all my thoughts on the new Casualty episode. Yeah, I think that's all my thoughts on the new Casualty episode for this week. I'll definitely be yapping more about it next Sunday. So tune into next Sunday stream if you want me yapping more about my favourite British medical drama. So yeah. What else can I yap about? Oh yeah. The other day I got myself Tomodachi Life, the new Tomodachi Life. I kind of do regret not getting the physical edition, but hey, or whatever. But yeah, I really am enjoying it. Yeah, I really am enjoying Tomodachi Life. I've played for like 5 hours-ish, I think, so far. It's not been... I've not played too much. I've not played too much of it because I don't want to like kind of, I don't really want to kind of like speedrun it because I know a lot of people are like already like 40 to 50 hours in, and which is a bit ridiculous. Yeah, it's a bit ridiculous that they're like 40 to 50 hours in and that the game has been out less than a week. So yeah. But I've been really enjoying myself. I like all the new like design features for the island. I just want my island to expand a bit more because Jesus Christ, I'm running out of room for my muse. Jesus Christ. Oh, just I feel like I'm gonna fucking overcomplicate this bit, but I think it should be fine. But I've been really enjoying it so far. I have me, my mod Sage, and then Ramble, Climatic Live. Who else do I have in? I have Cole from Ninjago. I have Tox from Ninjago. I have Kai and Nia from Ninjago. Who else do I have? And then I have 2 OCs. I have 2 original characters of my own. And then, do I have anyone else? I have 10 people, I think. Or like 12. Is it 10 or 12? I think it's 10. I think I have 10. I think. Or 12. I have me, my 2 OCs. Tox, Kai, Nia, Cole, Cry, Ramble, Sage. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. So I don't have that many Miis yet, but you know, I'm just kind of taking the game like slowly. And I feel like a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people just like speedrunning the game, and it's just like, did you not play the original Tomodachi Life? Like, chill out, please. And I've also seen like, I think a few people have complained that it's like not, that like it's not that like they don't have enough control of their moves, and it's just like, again, did you not play the original game? Did you not know the original game? Because with Tomodachi Life, right, with the original game, right, the point that basically Tomodachi Life is just Sims if you had on full autonomy, and the only way you could control your Sims is through the phone call pop-ups and the other pop-ups you get in the game, you know? So yeah, like you don't directly control them. And even in the new Tomodachi Life, you get way more control of your Miis. You get like quite a bit more control of your Miis than you did in the original game. Like, you can like actually force them to interact. So yeah, you can force them to interact. So yeah, which is like not something you could really easily do in the first game. So yeah, I just don't get people who are complaining about the game, because the thing is, right, they could have just, I feel like they could have just like looked the game up and just be like, oh, they could have just like looked up the original and be like, oh, this game isn't for me. Joke, very much intentional. They could have just been like, oh, this game isn't for me, I won't buy it. Because the thing is, it's like 50 quid. It's 50 whole Great British pounds. Or, $60 if you're in the US. But it's 50 whole Great British pounds. You're gonna buy a game for 50 whole Great British pounds. and not look into it, and then just like not look into it and then complain it's not enough, it like you don't get enough control of your means. Like, that's just ridiculous, honestly. That's just ridiculous. Like, come on. So yeah, I don't want to add in anything in. I don't really want to add much more like red sandstone stuff, because then I feel like it's gonna get into like over detailing territory, you know. So yeah, but yeah, I don't get the people who are like complaining about the game they spent like it's just like the complaints I've seen of the game, the complaints I've seen of it are just like, most of the complaints are like just like a bit ridiculous. Like, I understand that there's a few things that like I feel like they could add to the game. Like, for example, I really want some of the older mini games back, or like just like I just want like a few more mini games that aren't just the me's like being like, hey, come play with me, you know. I want I want something like there was in the original game there was this like little like kind of mini game-ish where you were on the beach and you could like write down like two or more options, and then like the me's would like randomly go to each option. I want something like that. Or like I want, like something similar to like the concert hall, you know. So yeah, and I do wish that in the new game that we could share photos, like we could easily share photos, because the thing is, people are gonna share photos anyways, like either by just like taking a picture on their phones, taking a picture of like their screen on their phones, or like use a capture card or anything, so yeah, like I do kind of understand that, I do understand that I do kind of understand that, like, they've given us like more like freedom with the game, in terms of like there's not really any filters on the game. There's not really like a swear filter or anything like that on the game. It's like true, it's like very much like do whatever you want, we don't care, but also you can't really access any social features. I do kind of wish that there was like in the game some sort of like that there was some sort of like parental control where you could just turn the thing on and off, where you could just turn the like you could just like turn filters on and off, and I do kind of wish it had like that, or like it had like maybe it does still have like limited social features, like you can't like download or upload me's to like any of the or you can't really download or upload any of the like me's onto like any like social platform, but you can still like upload photos to your phone, because I want to upload photos to my phone and post them on Instagram. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do, is post on my Instagram. Literally, that's it. That's all I want to do, is just post on my Instagram. That's it. And I feel like the normal sandstone is like a lot less like, it's a lot less like thingy. Like it doesn't stand out as much as the red sandstone, and I'm feeling that's because it's like I don't know why, I feel like the red sandstone like kind of like overpowers it. But yeah, I just want to post on Instagram. I just want to post my stuff on Instagram. I do have I do have like I have been posting stories. I have been posting stories. I do have a highlight. I do have a highlight of like the first couple of times I've been playing Tomodachi Life, you know. But I've been like posting on my story, but I wish I could post like proper photos, because some of these photos are kind of like shaky and kind of dog shit. So yeah, and I don't know what I'm doing with that bit up there. I'm gonna be so honest. Maybe if I just like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna like I don't know, like kind of like circle it off a little bit. I don't know. But I do wish I could just at least post photos to Instagram. So yeah. Or like, you know, if you like think it, you know, you can only, I don't know. I was gonna say you can only post stuff online if you can only upload on Xiaomi's if you have like go online, but that's like, yeah, duh, you can only do that if you have a Nintendo Online probably anyways with like other stuff. I so wish I managed to start Nintendo Online like ages ago, because my dad actually, I don't know if he still has it actually. That's like the main point of this whole why I'm bringing this up, but I don't know if my dad still has Nintendo Online, and I haven't sorted out I haven't been able to wasn't able to like figure out how to sort it out. So yeah, so and like kind of add myself to like his Nintendo Online subscription. So yeah, but I'll probably by the time I next stream I'll be playing a lot more Tomodachi Life, and I'll be posting it. I'll be posting a lot about it on my Instagram story. So go follow me on Instagram, I guess, if you want to see what I've been doing on my Tomodachi Life island. So yeah, yeah. Oh god, my headphones are being dickheads. Okay, there we go. But I've been really enjoying Tomodachi Life. So yeah. And how are we only an hour and a half into stream? Jesus. Honestly, this is kind of shit, but like I kind of like the vibe of it. I'm gonna be so honest. I kind of like it, but also I kind of hate it at the same time. And okay, I'm not ending the stream until I find a place to put the regular sand, because I don't know. I don't know, because I've not been thinking about putting in the sand at all. I've just been like freehanding this. I freehanded all these builds, to be fair. But I have no idea where to put this sand. Because like we've got these bits here, but I want to then just like put like the normal sand there. So yeah, okay. I have no idea. I don't have a rat. I was gonna say I don't have a rat's ass, but that's not what that phrase means. I could put it like there, but then that looks, I don't know why that looks a bit weird. What I could do actually is put like a block lower. I kind of like it actually. I kind of like it, so we'll keep it like that. Oh wait a minute, I need to check. Do I have anything scheduled out for tomorrow? Because I haven't recorded anything in Chaos Craft in a while. Well, I streamed it on Thursday, and the VOD is now out. If you want to go watch that, but I haven't done a proper no commentary Chaos Craft thing. Let me have a look. Cause I scheduled out like 2 things, like the other week, and I can't remember if that was last week or the week before. Tomorrow. Oh yeah, I have Desert Festival. I have a Desert Festival from my other save that I recorded ages ago. So yeah, no, yeah, I have some stuff that I need to. So I can do that. I could probably do that on Tuesday or maybe tomorrow. Nah, I'll do that Tuesday. But yeah, I'll probably also schedule out my Tell Me Why playthrough, my full Tell Me Why playthrough for the week after. So yeah, I want to record some more no commentary stuff. So yeah. Okay, yeah, I like it, and I don't want to. Should I put slabs there on top of the normal sand? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, we'll do that. We'll put slabs on top of the normal sand. So yeah. So yeah. Oh, fuck's sake. There we go. Will that change now? No. If I put it on top of it, it won't change. Okay. Okay. I have not used a debug stick in a while. Oh my fucking god. There we go. There. Okay, yeah, that looks alright. But I feel like I'm not really using enough sand. I feel like I'm using the tiniest little bit to kind of like be like, oh hey, we kind of technically I used it. I'll put the normal sand like out here, I think. I so wish I was using wood. I kind of wish I was using wood, so I had trapdoors to mess around with, but unfortunately not. So yeah, and I should probably, I kind of want to update this world to the newest snapshots with the to the newest snapshots that have the sulfur stuff in it, because I kind of want to see if I can mess around with those a bit, because I haven't really messed around with them too much. I haven't really messed around with them like too much. So yeah. And honestly, I don't know if I'm like the biggest fan of like the sulfur update. I'm not sure if I'm like the biggest fan of the sulfur update. I'm gonna be so honest. I think I've said this. I think I said this. I said this at some point recently, but I'm not sure if I'm like the biggest fan of it. I'm gonna be so honest. I just want a structure update, because there's like quite a few structures that I feel like are kind of like a bit more outdated. To like how, like I feel like kind of like a bit more outdated. That feel a bit more outdated, and like don't really fit with like what I feel like Minecraft's aesthetic is now. Like for example, the main ones that I feel like are kind of outdated are, just a second guys. Sorry, my dad just called me. So yeah. But yeah, the structures that I feel like are particularly like outdated are mainly like the Stronghold and the Jungle Temple. Those two are like, I feel like yeah, those two I feel like are pretty outdated, especially like those, especially because like they especially because like, you know, like quite a few, like a little while ago they updated the villages in Village and Pillage, right? Yeah, they a little while ago they updated the villages, so I feel like soon they should update the. I feel like they should also update the Strongholds and Jungle Temples, because I do feel out of place, and plus like I feel like as well, like no one really goes into Jungle Temples. No, yeah, literally no one goes into Jungle Temples. I'll go in for like no one really goes into Jungle Temples. Like expect like being like, oh, this is really cool. This is a really cool structure. Like no, it's just like, oh, another Jungle Temple with a puzzle I can't solve. Like what the fuck is the point? I'll just mine into it. You know, it feels like the Jungle Temple is like very much just like, oh, we can't figure out the answer to this puzzle. Let's just mine into it, grab the loot and leave. That's what I do. And even then the loot it's never amazing. It's like, you get the smithing templates, which are like unique to them. You get a specific set of you get like a specific type of smithing template that's like specific to that, that's like specific to like the Jungle Temples. And then you get like string, bamboo, like redstone. It's never really anything that's like absolutely amazing, gobsmacking. Like I could definitely use this regularly. Bamboo as well, but like also like bamboo, you're in a jungle, you're gonna find bamboo. You're gonna find bamboo like 10 minutes up the road. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like Jungle Temples just really need a proper overhaul. So yeah. So the loot is, like I said, the loot's never amazing because you know yeah. Yeah, the loot's never amazing. So yeah. And I don't even know why I'm putting slabs around it. I don't know. I'm just going with the flow. I'm gonna be so honest. I'm just going with the flow and seeing what's right. Okay. I thought this was gonna take all stream, but I feel like I'm pretty much done. The thing is, like this is like a much more like I was gonna say this is a much more limited block palette, not block palette, like color palette. But like it's not, because like then we're grey. But like, you know, this is one of the more like this, and then we have like just pink and like white over there. But this feels like a lot. This feels like a bit more limited because like it's oh, let me grab this. But yeah, this feels like a lot more limited than what we just had. This was a lot more limited than like with this, because like at least with this one we had like a range of textures. You know, we've got a difference of textures. But with this one, it's literally just like, it's like 3 textures, 2 different colors. You know, it's very limited. It's pretty. It still feels pretty limited. So yeah. I'm gonna add in more chiseled stuff. I'm adding more of the. Maybe if I add it down here, like all down there. I don't think I like that actually. I wish I had like the regular sandstone to kind of like mix in with it, because like that just looks wrong. I kind of want the regular sandstone here, but no, I'm limiting myself to no regular sandstone. So yeah. So yeah. So yeah, unless I put the chiseled here. Let me grab that, the stairs. I could put it there, but like it's not gonna make too much of a difference. It's not really gonna make too much of a difference. And I can just do this. I can just do this. And it'll be fine. I don't want to. Wait, are we in peaceful? Yeah, I was gonna say I don't want to know what mobs are spawning in here, but like we're in peaceful, so it's fine. So yeah. So yeah. Okay, where else can I put more chiseled stuff? Because we have some of the chiseled red sandstone down there, and actually I'm gonna put in some more chiseled red, like there, like here. So yeah, I guess we're not done with this build yet. So yeah, I'm probably not gonna. I probably won't stream for much longer after this next ad, by the way. Now let's actually put this maybe there. It feels like that's like too different of like a red though. That's like much lighter than like the smooth, and that just feels wrong. Like the top matches up, but like that just feels wrong. It just feels, I don't know why that just feels wrong. So yeah, like that looks alright there. So yeah. Should I put? How about actually I put? That looks alright actually. Let me put more chiseled in there. Let me put more chiseled in, like these little bits. They look like it makes it look like eyes, and I like that. I like that. Okay, I guess we're not really done with this build just yet. Let me put that there. Did I put it in this one? Yes, I did. Okay. Okay. I feel like this top bit is like very much lacking in red. So what I'm gonna do is just maybe just if I just pull this down, and then just do that. Do this. Okay, I kind of like it. I'm kind of tempted to put slabs across that. I don't know if it would look right. I feel like it might be too much red, so I might just would it be too much red if I just grab the slabs? If I pull that back a bit. Oh, I could put the chiseled there actually. What's the chiseled? There's the chiseled. If I just put the chiseled there, like that. Let me sort these out bits first. Let me sort these bits out first. There we go. Okay. Put those there, and then I'm gonna put the stairs like that. Then that should be stairs and slabs. Unless I put slabs there, and just have it like go like that. I prefer that actually. I prefer that to this. And plus, I feel like it shows off more of the. I feel like it shows off more of the like normal sandstone. Because like if you, that feels weird. yeah, I prefer this one. I prefer this one. I prefer this one. Okay, I feel like at the top there, like here, could use some of the chiseled red. Like maybe there, I feel like it would suit it. Yeah, because then it's in line with the other chiseled. It's like in line with the chiseled red, unless I put it there. Let me see, if I put it here. I don't know which one I prefer, actually. I prefer the other one. I prefer the other one. I prefer it like on the block further up. Okay. And the ad starts in 5 minutes, by the way. The ad starts in 5 minutes. What do this? And then let me grab slab. And then put this there. I don't know if that looks right, because this is going to be then... Yeah, because that's going to be like that. Because that's going to... That's going to be like that. Let me see. Does that look right? If I do it from the back as well. And then... debug stick. Nope, I didn't mean to do that. Nope, that's supposed to be like that. I don't think so. No. Okay, let's. What I will do is get rid of those bits, and then get rid of these bits here. And just have like the front and the back bit. Yeah, okay, that looks alright. That looks alright. And then just have like this, maybe, perhaps. I kind of like that. It makes it look like it's a little face, and then I'll do like the other way on this face. It's like that kind of like, I don't know why that looks like, yeah, that I like it. I like having like this one with the mouth feather up on this side and then like lower down on this side. I kind of like it. So yeah, it's a bit of a, yeah, it's a, not gonna lie, I came in here thinking, oh, we're gonna build a sandcastle. No, we built this, whatever the fuck this is, like a bit of a tower. So yeah, okay, we have, I'm not gonna work on these today. We're gonna, it's usually just, you know, one stream per block palette. So I'll do these block palettes like eventually. So yeah, we'll do these block palettes eventually. Yeah. Like I said, we probably will stream. I'll stream for like another like 15, 20, 30 minutes max after stream. And not after stream, after the ad. I'll stream for another like max 30 minutes for the after the ad. But yeah, we've got two more block palettes. We've got these two that I'm gonna do in a different stream. And we just did this one. So yeah, let me just, I'm gonna screenshot that. Just for the thumbnail. Yeah, and I'm gonna get closer. So it's easier to make out the chiseled. So yeah, and let me open up my file thingy. And then I could probably delete some of these old photos, but I really don't want to. I really don't want to delete some of these old screenshots. So yeah. Yeah, that's that build, and that only really took me about an hour and a half ish. I thought it was going to take me longer because in each of these streams I've been like taking like ages to do them, but no, that only took me like an hour and a half. So yeah, I don't know which one to start off with next stream. not next stream, because the next stream on Thursday, I'm gonna hopefully be streaming with Sage for some more multiplayer Stardew. We're gonna be playing some more Stardew Valley in our community center world. But whenever I do next stream in this world, I'm not sure which one to do because I have no ideas what to build with these actually. Like what kind of structures to build. I guess we'll find out. That's why I chose the sandstone, because I wanted to do a sandcastle, but then we chose to do whatever the fuck that is. So yeah. I think, you know what, I might go with this one because this is a slightly more colourful palette than this one. Whenever I next stream this. So yeah. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is let the ad play, and then after the ad we'll play some context on stream. So yeah, you know what, we'll play some context though, and we'll play some context on stream during the ad, and then you guys can join us once the ad is done if you are not already subscribed. So yeah, let me get up context on stream. Let me just log in. There we go. And consent, blah blah blah. Okay. I should hopefully, there we go. Okay. Let me just do this. Okay. Let me do context with what did I do? What did I have done? Somehow I copied and pasted my thing into my title. What the fuck? Contexto with chat. Contexto. There we go. Contexto. Okay, to all you subscribers out there, let's do a contexto round, and then the others can join us after the ad. Okay, let me start off with my name. I always start off with Poppy. Okay, rainbow, red, color, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, black, white, brown, pink, grey. Okay, the closest words we have at the moment are blue, green, rainbow, black, colour, red and purple. Blue, water, the sky. Oh, sky, okay. Moon, night. Oh, moon. Star, satellite. It's a natural satellite, the moon. Rock. The sun. Is it the sun? Moon, star, satellite, sky, sun, and rock. Space. Day. Time. Nocturnal. Moon. Starlight. Light. Is it like moonlight? Okay. Moon, space, star, satellite, sky, sun, time, and rock. Crater, maybe. Rocket, like a ship. You fly to space. Astronaut, maybe. Okay, astronaut is pretty up there. Astronomy. I always, whenever we bring up astronomy, I feel like I always tell this story. But when I was in high school, right, we had one astronomy teacher, right, and he taught quite a few of my friends, and quite a few of my friends were. This was like at GCSE, right? When we all got to choose our different options to do for our GCSEs, right? And this astronomy teacher taught quite a few of the people that were in my science classes, right? And there would be quite a few times where he would come into our class. And welcome back to the ed, by the way. There'd be quite a few times where the astronomy teacher would come into our science classes to like give homework. And hello, Rokia. Hello, Rokia. Welcome on in. And you just typed the first word that came to your mind and got it instantly. Welcome on in. How you doing? But yeah, basically, whenever this astronomy teacher would come into our science classes, right, to like give homework to people or whatever, we would always like piss him off by just being like, it's astrology, and he would get so pissed. It was so funny. And we guessed the same word at the exact same time. Okay, I'm feeling it might be like art related. And thank you for the hydrate can. Welcome on in. How you doing, Can? How you doing? We just did a bit of building. We just did a bit of building, and now playing Contexto for like the next half an hour or so. So yeah. Okay, top words: red, colour, and pink. I really thought. Am I right? Waiting for better weather still? Oh yeah, because it's still been snowing where you are, right? It's still been snowing, which is insane for April. For fucking April, Jesus Christ. I am slightly jealous though, because I don't think we have gotten still snow on the ground. Yeah, I am slightly jealous though, because I think we got like 2 days of snow over the winter, which yeah, still I am kind of jealous, but also kind of not, because after a day it just turns into sludge on the roads, and it's just ew. It just turns gross. So yeah. First that was in October. That's just Canada for you, I guess. That's just Canada for you. Jesus fucking Christ, taking all the fucking snow. Jesus. Jesus Christ. I feel like I am have the snow. I kind of want the snow. Because like I said, we had like 2 days of snow over the winter over here. So, yeah. I remember when I was younger, probably when I was in primary school, actually, we used to get like so much snow in the winter. And then, climate change happened. Climate change is still happening. And now we get like 2 or 3 days of snow, if we're lucky. So yeah, then after like a day, it turns yeah. Climate change is the worst. Climate change is real and it's the worst. Yeah, I agree. I agree. But yeah, we used to get like so much snow. We used to get so much snow when I was younger, but now it's just like, oh, you get 3 days of snow, and then you get like a few days of snow, and then it turns to sludge mixed in with like dirt and whatever the fuck else is on the road, and it just looks like shit. So yeah. And what the fuck could this be? Car. I feel like it has something to do with car, but then I don't know. Maybe. Probably. But also, Contexto has been known to throw us off so many times. So yeah. My mom says we have 5 seasons. February to May is brown season. Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. Jesus Christ, because of just how much just snow just turns in, just how easy it is for snow to just turn into whatever the fuck it does turn into after like a couple of days. So yeah, how the fuck did we go from colours and cars to pets? I'm sorry, I looked away for 1 second. I'm sorry. Pet, black, red, bird, cat, pigeon. Okay. Horse. How the fuck? Oh my god, 7 stream streak. Oh my god, Kangov, oh my god. How the fuck did we get from colours to animals? What? How? I'm sorry. Donkey. Camel. I'm sorry, how the fuck did we go from colours to car to animals? Okay, I guess. Okay. Next game. So yeah. Let's see. I swear to God, if it's another one that's got saying it, oh my god, thank God. I was gonna say if it's another one where it starts off with city and gets like even more like oddly specific but non-specific at the same time, I'm gonna lose it. Is that how you spell cemetery? It is not. There we go. Thank you, spell check. Dead, death, house, living, stone, room. Mortician? Maybe it's like doctor, I don't know. Okay, doctor's up there. So, hospital. Nurse? Medical. 30 guesses already and we're not even close. Yeah, this is where I just type in the most random words and then just like, oh, veteran. Did I not just do army? I did just do army. Okay. I don't remember what I was gonna say. Veterinarian? Can I already? I was literally just gonna type in vet, but then candidate. Veteran. Maybe it's like veterans discount. I gotta think of this. I can't think of this of like words I know. I gotta think of like, okay, what words would I know if I was American? Because this is an American game. Oh my god. Veteran. American. Thinking of that. For veteran, senior, American, doctor, dead, death, war, house, alive. Like barracks? Experience. Oh, okay. Work. Like work experience. Work. Desk. Learn. Okay, like school. Education. Module. Learn, work, information, experience, time, veteran. Yeah, I still have no idea what this could be. Office. Did we to Lieutenant. Can I spell? That's not even how you spell that. That's not even how the fuck you. Thank you again, spell check. Apparently, us Brits used to pronounce that lieutenant. The only way I found that out was because of Thank Goodness You're Here when I streamed that, like, what was it, last year? Yeah, I only found that out because of a game. This is what happens when British people get Americanized, when, like, British English gets, like, kind of slightly Americanized. So, yeah. We were talking about this last stream, kind of, when we were talking about, like, culture and stuff, and how, yeah, it does feel like British English is kind of getting, like, a bit Americanized in a way. But also at the same time, there are some words that I feel like are just never gonna go away, or like pronunciations that I feel like are never gonna go away because they're too ingrained in like Britishisms. Yeah, like they're too ingrained into like British culture, right? Yeah, like I feel like they're too ingrained into British to like ever truly move away to like full American English. Like the U in like colour, for example, that's never going away. We hold on to our U's till we die. You know, we love the letter U in this language, in this country. Okay, writer, author, learn. Research. And also I feel like there's so many like sentence structures that I feel like are way too British, that like I feel like we would never like also give them up, you know, like we would never like say something that was like a bit more Americanized. Like for example, like we tend to like very much shorten our like we tend to like shorten our sentences to the utmost degree. Like for example, we'll say, oh, you want to go spoons? Or like, spoons? Instead of just saying, oh, do you want to go to Weatherspoons? Do you know what I'm saying? We us British are just sometimes a bit lazy. So when like speaking. So yeah. Or like, you know, like for example, the more famous example I would say is more favorite example is like, oh, do you want to get Chinese? An interview. Well done, Arika. Okay, next game. But yeah, like for example, the more famous example is you want to get a Chinese. Like for example, in England, that makes perfect logical sense. You want to get Chinese? Oh, do you want to get a Chinese takeaway? Do you want to get Chinese food? Right, that makes total complete sense. But in America, that would not make sense in the absolute slightest. And ooh, cat and rainbow. Okay, moving pretty close there. But yeah, like over here, you want to get a Chinese, you want to get an Italian, do you want to get an Indian? That like makes sense. That is very much just like, that makes sense because like in our context, that just in like the English context, in the English like what's it called, like lexicon, that makes sense because it means it means, you know, do you want to get Chinese food, do you want to get Indian, do you want to get Indian food, do you want to get do you want to get Italian food? Yeah, we put food after everything. Yeah, we tend to, like I said, we tend to like shorten our sentences to like the utmost degree. We just do it because why not? So like over here, makes sense if I say, oh hey, do you want to get an Italian? You know, makes sense. So do you want to go, like, you know, do you want to go for an Italian? Do you want to go to an Italian restaurant? Do you want to get Italian food? You know, makes sense. But over in America, it's like, what? I feel like if I said that to like an American, who, it's like, if I said that over in America, being like, oh, do you want to get an Italian? They'll be like, what do you mean, do I want to get an Italian? You know, so, yeah. we just shorten our sentences to the utmost degree. Even when I said, even like earlier when I said, oh, when I used the example of, do you want to get spoons? Do you want to go to Spoons? Wherever Spoons is like the most popular like chain of pubs over here in England, to the point where like we've just given it a nickname. I haven't been to Spoons in a while actually. I need to have a spoon. I need to go to Spoons at some point. So yeah. Okay, this is probably big cats then. This is me trying to. How the fuck do you spell leopard? This is me trying to figure. How the fuck? Thank you, Orikia. Thank you, Orikia. Thank you. I already did it. Thank you, Can. Sometimes I just forget how words are just spelt. I just forget words sometimes. I feel like I'm relying too much on auto check, on like the spell check auto thing. And when I'm working on assignments, like Jesus Christ. Okay, animal. Mammal. I already did that. Animal kingdom. Wait. Did it not accept kingdom? Why did it accept kingdom the first time? Animal hunt prey, cat, lion, bee, hunter. Human? This is me trying to remember the names of animals now, but I'm gonna be so honest, my brain has just gone absolutely blank. Oh my god, wait. For like the past week or so, every so often, like this past week, I've been getting TikToks that have been talking about this American that's living in England and didn't realise that over here we have wild hedgehogs, and thought that her neighbours had lost their pet hedgehog. And I just find that to be the like funniest, but like kind of like funniest but also like sweetest thing in a weird kind of way. Like like I don't know why, I just find that like kind of funny. But also I feel bad for her because obviously it's just like, oh, she must have been so concerned. Yeah, like I find it kind of funny because to like people that have been living in England for years, like, oh yeah, you just see a hedgehog around. But also I feel bad finding it funny because it's like, oh, she genuinely thought that like one of her neighbours had like lost a pet. And like she genuinely thought that, and it's just like, oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, I just feel bad, but also it's kind of funny about her not realising that hedgehogs are wild animals here. Like, you can have pet hedgehogs and can go, I've got the raven, let's go. Yeah, I genuinely I genuinely feel bad, but also it's kind of I find it slightly funny that she didn't realize that they're wild animals. I just started listening to every bird I know. Fair enough. Fair fucking enough, eh? You know what though? It's gonna be like, if I ever go over to the US, it's gonna be so funny if I just end up doing the exact same. If I just end up doing the exact same, like maybe if I see like a random wild animal and just being like, oh shit, did someone lose their pet? But then I realise, no, it's probably a wild animal. So yeah. I talked about I think I talked about this last stream, but I don't know, but like I feel like I don't think that would happen though if I went to America and like just saw a random wild animal, because I feel like, I don't know, from what I've seen, from the pictures I've seen of America, it feels like there's just like over when you compare America to here, I feel like England, because of, you know, how small it is compared to America, that we're like much more like kind of like integrated with like the wildlife. I don't know. Like for example, I live in like quite an urban area, but the other day I was on the other week I was on one of my driving lessons, and we had to I had to stop driving for a second because cows were walking over the road. And like I said, I live in like quite a decently urban area and there was just cows. So yeah, for some reason it's wild turkeys in a lot of American places and rabbits in Canada. Okay, yeah. I've heard of wild turkeys in America, and to be fair, I think we have wild rabbits over here. So that doesn't seem too surprising. That doesn't seem like... So I feel like if I ever go over there, it wouldn't be like too surprising to see like a random rabbit like across the road, you know? But yeah, it feels like... I don't know, I feel like if I ever go over to the US, it's still gonna be like a... it's still gonna feel like a big like culture shock to see like kind of how like from what I've looked online and what I've seen online, like America feels like, because of like how big it is, it feels like way more like urban, because it has more urban areas, because it's a fucking massive ass country. And when I say America, I mainly mean the United States. Like it just seems like absolutely massive. Cuba is the only place I've been where I got culture shock. That's fair. I feel like that's fair, because that's way more down south to you. I don't think I've really experienced culture shock too badly before. To be fair though, I've only really been to... The only places I've been on holiday before are either within the UK, Scotland, mainly Scotland, England, and then the Canary Islands and France and Spain. So it's really only been like relatively nearby that I've been on holiday to. But I feel like I'll so get massive culture shock if I just went over to the US. And Ulrika got... Look, you're on a roll today. To be fair, I'm just yapping, to be honest. So yeah, this is probably going to be the last game of the day. Before I end stream. But yeah, if I ever go over to the US, I feel like there's going to be like a ton of like wild animals that I don't even expect there to be. And yeah, I just probably get like mad. Even though like I see Americans on my like For You page all the time, I'm friends with Americans. I'm friends with Americans. Like, I feel like still I'm gonna still get a massive culture shock. So yeah. So yeah. Yeah, because I feel like I feel like there's like so much going on in the US that is just like I don't know about, even though I've been like consuming American content for years at this point, for so many fucking years. But it still feels, it's still gonna feel weird if I ever go over there. What was my original point? What was my original point? I don't know. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Yeah, I don't know. Wild animals in weird places. Yeah. Yeah. Wild animals in like weird places. I remember actually when we first went into lockdown during the pandemic, I remember like, no, this is probably about halfway through the pandemic actually. I remember seeing so many photos, specifically like what looked like to be America, of just like so many animals, just like wild animals just like walking out about the roads, because like barely anyone was on the roads, and it was just like, it felt like kind of like, I don't want to say dystopian because it didn't, it felt like kind of like dystopian in the way of like fictional dystopias have, of like when nature starts to like reclaim the earth. Yeah, then we said, yeah, humans don't really, yeah, exactly, because the thing is, we like have like broken down so much nature, and we have tried to like put back into like conservation and stuff, with like we have tried to put back into conservation and stuff, like some zoos are trying to be more like actual like conservatories, I guess, and like trying to actually save the animals. There's a lot of ethics surrounding zoos. I swear I watched a video essay on zoos. No, I watched a video on the history of zoos by Extra History like the other week. But that you just reminded me of that video. So yeah, it's by Extra History. It was released like a week or two ago, like a few weeks ago, and it's about the history of zoos, right? And we have just fucking exploited. I know, it's like there was one, they brought up this one elephant from like the 1800s, from like the late 19th century, where like he was, like the elephant was put in like a small cage, and the like all the people there would just like throw stuff at this elephant. People just like throw stuff at this elephant. I support elephants stomping people, to be honest. Honestly, same. Yeah, because this elephant, people would, he would just get like, stuff was just getting thrown at this elephant, and like stuff was being thrown. Like, I think people were trying to like just shout stuff and just trying to not like admiring the animal, but just trying to do stuff to gauge a reaction from this elephant, right? And it ended up with the elephant ended up killing like a few people. I think they were people who like took care of the elephant, right? That worked to take care of the elephant. Can't remember what they were called. But it's like, well, from what I know, elephants aren't really like elephants aren't really like that, like thingy. Elephants aren't really that well, they're aggressive, but like they're not really like they're not really aggressive unless you give them a reason to be aggressive, you know. You know, they're like neutral mobs in Minecraft, you know. They're not predatory. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're not gonna be aggressive unless you give them a reason to be aggressive, which is such a shame because like I feel like elephants particularly are like one of the more like exploited animals in just history. And like one of the more exploited animals in history, like in the extra history video, they were saying about how like a lot of rich people back in the day, like years ago, would just give each other like elephants and like other animals that are like not native to their country. I don't want to say exotic animals because I don't know, saying exotic animals feels weird because it's like that exotic just means, I feel like, just not native to that country. And it's like, well, exotic animals, they're native to like other countries and wouldn't be classed as exotic over that. I don't know. The phrase exotic animals feels weird. But like they're not they'll just like trade like elephants and like other animals that weren't native to that country. The thing is, this was like 18th, 19th century. They didn't know how to take care of these animals, so they would just like swap out animals, give them away, pretty much up until like zoos were created and people actually started learning more about how they would create how to take care of these animals. And again, there's a lot of ethics surrounding zoos. I mean, like the whole reason they were created were because people were, you know, well, one of the reasons they were created was because people were, you know, just giving away animals giving each other animals that weren't in a country where they're not native, you know, where they, you know, can't, like, where it's harder for them to survive. You know, it's definitely much harder for elephants to survive. Like, for example, over here in England, where half the time it's fucking pissing it down, compared to, you know, over in like Africa where it's like much warmer, you know. So yeah, there's a lot of like, yeah, honestly, elephants especially are like one of the most, from what I've heard, just from like what I've like just looked into, they're like probably one of the more exploited animals in history. So yeah, and I just feel bad for them, man. I just feel bad for them. So yeah, and it's like we kind of just like fucking over like a lot of animals at the moment, because like there's a lot of animals where like we have made them extinct, or like we have made them extinct either directly or indirectly through things such as climate change, you know. For example, I think correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the dodo went extinct because of us, which is just like, what the fuck? Yeah, we kind of suck as a species, yeah. We kind of suck. Let's be honest. Like, we are kind of trying to do better with, like, you know, like, there's, like, breeding programs in, like, a lot of zoos and stuff. But it's just, like, we wouldn't need a lot of these breeding programs in the first place if we didn't make a lot of, like, species almost extinct. So yeah. So yeah, I mean, there are a lot of like animals that like wouldn't be here if it wasn't for us. Like, for example, I want to say pandas. I think. I could be wrong, but I think pandas, like, would probably, from what I've heard, pandas aren't really like, I don't know if this is, this is like an internet like rumor, so I don't know how much this is true, but I think pandas are like one of the species like that like we have intervened and like they're like fine, they're doing okay. I could be wrong. It's either pandas or like a type of panda that we've like intervened with, but like a lot of species we have fucked over. We fucked over our own species, for God's sake. Like, come on. So yeah, if humans stopped existing, pandas would go extinct, but they never would have been endangered if humans didn't exist to begin with. Yeah. Like I was saying with zoos earlier, like I was saying with like zoos, we wouldn't need a lot of the breeding programs in zoos, and we probably wouldn't have a lot of zoos. We probably wouldn't even need a lot of zoos if if it wasn't for us. So yeah, if we didn't make a lot of them go extinct. So yeah, we kind of suck as a species. I know we should probably try and do better. We should probably try and like actually do better. And Aurikia got lunch. Let's go. Like I said, that was the last one of the last game of the stream. How was it lunch? I assume it was like lunchtime, lunch period in school. I think that's kind of how it kind of related. And thank you, Orikia, for the follow. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, I assume it's supposed to be like lunch, like period, like lunchtime at school. That's what I see, anyways. So yeah. And yeah, speaking of how we can do better, reminder to all my English people out there. I think this also applies to everyone in the UK. I'm not sure though. I'm not caught up with when Scottish and like Welsh and Northern Irish elections are. But if you are English, go vote on May 7th. Yeah, go vote on May 7th if you are registered to vote. The registration to vote, I think, has closed, I think, the other day. But if you are registered to vote, go vote in 2 weeks' time. So, yeah. Good night, Ken. I hope you have a good rest of your day, Ken. Yeah, go have a good rest of your day, everyone. As always, my other socials are in Twitch commands, the family section, and the description on YouTube if you are watching over there. We're gonna go right on out. Let's see who is live. Let's see who is live. I'm gonna go right on out to. We're gonna go right out to Rumble, who is playing some Minecraft. Is he playing on SMP? Yeah, he's playing on Cryo SMP. So yeah, we're gonna go right out to Rumble. So yeah. Yeah, Rumble, amazing friend of the channel. So yeah, go enjoy Rumble's stream, guys. So yeah, bye guys. Bye. Bye guys. Bye.